Dominick Reyes seems to be on that Kelvin Gastelum diet. Can he still beat Carlos Ulberg though? My prediction in this video. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Assalamu alaikum everyone.
Dominick the Devastator Reyes takes on Carlos Ulberg in the main event of UFC Fight Night in Perth, Australia, right? Pretty close to the homeland of Carlos Ulberg, so it's kind of a hometown advantage in a way. But Dominick Reyes on a 3-fight winning streak, taking this fight. And to be honest, if you look at, I have not even
20 minutes later.
Or let's just pull up the rankings real quick. If you look at the landscape of the light heavyweight division, to be honest, the winner of this fight could definitely get a title shot, with Carlos Ulberg being number 3, Dominick Reyes number 7. Of course, there's the fight between Khalil Rountree Jr. and Jiri Prochazka coming up.
I'm coming!
But I will not be surprised, especially Dominick Reyes, because let's be honest, Reyes is just more of a fan-pleasing guy. He has a lot of fans behind him. No diddy. A lot of fans behind him, especially because of his comeback and all of that. It would be a crazy story, right? He's finishing fights whilst Ulberg is just not entertaining. He is just not. He may look good, but everything else is not really appealing to the fans. What was I even trying to say? Yeah, if Reyes wins this fight in a stunning fashion, I will not be surprised if he gets a nice title shot, especially if Alex Pereira beats Magomed Ankalaev, which is a possibility. My prediction is still to come, but if Pereira beats Ankalaev, Pereira is still a champion. Of course, it is possible that they will have a rubber match, which will be horrible, of course, for all the other guys here. But in the case that Pereira is a champion and does not defend against Ankalaev again, Jiri already fought him and Khalil already fought him and lost. Jiri even 2 times. So it would be pretty simple that Reyes then is next in line, right? But nevertheless, this fight is definitely with title shot implications. They at least get their name into the bucket, right, if they win. So it's kind of crazy because it was 2 years and 10 months ago that Reyes lost his last. Let's take it like this. 1 year and 3.5 months ago, Reyes was on a, I think, 4-fight losing streak. I think was it a 4-fight losing streak? I think so, right? Yeah, Prochazka span before that was Blachowicz and John Jones, right? So 4-fight losing streak. They matched him up against Dustin Jacoby. If he would have lost that fight, which is something that most people thought, me included, that he will lose this fight because he just got knocked out by everything that hit him before that, he would probably have been cut from the UFC. And he seemed to be in a very dark place and all of that. Gets the knockout against Dustin Jacoby. I remember it was one of the happiest moments ever for me. I was so happy for him. I always liked Dominick Reyes. And since then, he's been on a tear. On a 3-5 win streak now, all 3 wins by KO in every fight. If you watch all the fights back, I just did that. That demeanor change and the way fights changed so much in every of those 3 fights. You can see the improvement, you can see the confidence coming back in every fight. And in the last fight against Nikita Krylov, he looked absolutely awesome. His timing was there, his speed was there. He nearly knocked Krylov out with the first jab he threw. His power was there. His footwork was awesome. Like, he did not really get hit with anything. If he did get hit, it did not look like he got hurt, because I say it again and again and again and again. 1.5 years ago, we thought that Reyes gets knocked out with every shot thrown at him, right? And had a beautiful knockout against Nikita Krylov. The fight is on YouTube, so if you have not seen it yet, go watch it. It's a beautiful knockout. Picture perfect, like McGregor-esque. Pull back, boom. Even though he kind of switched the stances when he pulled back and hit him with his lead hand. In that sequence, I think he had the lead hand in the back, but it was still his normal lead hand in his normal stance, the left hand, because he stands orthodox. Beautiful job, absolutely stunning win. Now, on the other hand, Carlos Ulberg, he has been on a forever win streak. He has lost 1 fight in his whole career. That was in the UFC, if I remember right. That was against Kennedy and Sechuku in his UFC debut, if I remember right. And yeah, since then he has been on a tangent, beating everyone that's in front of him. Don't let yourself be fooled though. Ivo Poteria, not the craziest win. Da Won Jung, who cares? Alonso Manyfield just ran at him. It was just a 50-50 type case. That's why it ended in like 16 seconds. Volkan Özdemir, yeah, that's not a bad win. That's a good win. Was it the most entertaining? No, but good win. Jan Blachowicz, I mean, that was a horrible fight. It's on YouTube. Why? I don't know why the UFC decided to upload it, but I mean, it was a sparring match. They just traded leg kicks for 3 rounds, and I mean, I can live with the decision, but it's not like you can't make an argument for Blachowicz. It's not a robbery at all, but it's not like he dominated the fight. There was no round, maybe the 3rd round that he clearly won, but the first rounds were so close and no one really did anything. And Blachowicz coming off a 2-year layoff from 2 shoulder replacements. I mean, he fought a 42-year-old or something, completely damaged, old, slow Jan Blachowicz. Because if you, I can see people making, yeah, but Blachowicz lost against Ulberg and he knocked out Dominick Reyes. Yeah, but Dominick Reyes fought him like 5 years ago when Blachowicz was in his prime. That was when Blachowicz defeated everyone, right? Knocked everyone out. And had still 2 healthy shoulders. So, in my opinion, his record looks better than it is. If you watch his fights, he just does not have anything that is special about him. He reminds me a little of Cyril Gane, but in a worse way. He looks good. He's solid on his feet. He has beautiful, like technically beautiful striking. He's very light on his feet, hops back and forth all the time, kind of like Cyril Gane, just with the difference that Cyril Gane has amazing finishing abilities and is pretty aggressive as well in his approach. Whilst Ulberg is more defensive, he likes to kind of, yeah, he's a balanced fighter. He's not bad on the ground, he's not bad in the stand-up, but it's not like he's a knockout machine or a submission machine or a wrestling. Like, he's just a balanced fighter that is not special anywhere. He's definitely a striker, that's definitely his strength, but it's not like he's, I don't know, a guy that everyone is scared of because he touches you and you're out. That's more Dominick Reyes. Dominick Reyes has a lot of power, and when he touches you, he will hurt you. Ulberg is not really famous for that, and he's just, yeah, I mean, he's a good fighter, but he's not entertaining. Like, there's nothing about him that excites me. Really not. And I have nothing against him. Not at all. Not a hater of Ulberg, but there's nothing about him that makes me want to tune in to his fight necessarily. I just watch every fight anyways, but you get the message, right? But before I give you my official prediction, I was kind of shocked when I saw this. The UFC uploaded this picture today, 6 hours ago. And I mean, Reyes does look very puffy.
I'm a little fatty, I am.
He looks very, very puffy. And I'm not sure if I like that. Because could it be that he's just, I don't know, living, Reyes looking like tough. Reyes is dreaming. What happened? The Gastelum diet. I see Reyes looks chubby, not gonna lie. That Dominic the Cheeseburger Devastator Reyes, Dominic Gastelum. Reyes been training with Shamal. Dominic Cheeseburger Reyes, Dominic Gastelum, Shamil Reyes. That's Shamil Gaziev, by the way, that he's referring to. Dominic by eating. The comments are so good. But he never really looked like that. Now, from the side profile, it doesn't look as bad. But you can definitely see, if you know Dominick Reyes, if you look at his past weigh-ins, that fat on the side of his belly was never really there before. And like, those pictures are 1 day before the weigh-ins. That's 1 day before the weigh-ins. So I do not necessarily like that, because it could mean that he maybe got injured during fight camp or something like that. You see quite often that when fighters have horrible fight camps and got injured or whatever, that they then look a little bit puffy and struggle to make weight, or especially if they were sick or something. And look, even here in this last fight, he looks very solid. During the fight, he sometimes looks puffy, but here during the face-offs and the weigh-ins and all of that, he looks solid. So this is a little bit concerning, but as long as he makes the weight, I'm happy. I just hope the weight cut isn't too tough on him, because he had problems in the past with his chin. Significant problems, and we know that hard weight cuts have a significant impact on your chin. So I do not like that he comes in that heavy looking. because that could mean that his weight cut will be very harsh, and a harsh weight cut on Reyes, who already had problems with his chin, is not something I like to see, even though Ulberg is not famous for his knockouts, as I just said, but it is something we have to take into consideration for sure. But I will just be positive-minded and say, look, I don't know, maybe it's just the angle or whatever is not as puffy. Maybe the pictures were made on Wednesday and he's already much leaner and all of that. Let's just stay positive and go with the assumption that Reyes is healthy, his training camp was good, and that he will make weight without a problem. With that being said, if we take that into consideration, that is the state of the art, then I would really say that I have a gut feeling that Dominick Reyes gets this done. And I think he finished Carlos Ulberg in round number 2. Why do I think that? Because it's not like he's old. For light heavyweight, he's not necessarily old, but he's not young anymore in fighting ages, right? But Ulberg, on the other hand, sounds like, even though it feels like he's like 28, he's 34 as well. There's not even a year difference between them. It's like 11 months difference. So that should not be a factor. It's not like Reyes looked slow in his last couple of fights, so that should not be a factor. They both have the same reach, same height, and Reyes, with those thick legs, carries a lot of power, and Ulberg is a guy that can be hit. He's very elusive with his back and forth karate style, but Reyes himself, by the way, is very loose as well on his feet. But he can get catched, and if Reyes catches you, he showed it recently, he will hurt you. And whilst if you would ask ChatGPT who wins that fight, they probably would go with Ulberg, because he has a crazy momentum. He seems to be the fresher, younger guy, even though, as I said, the age gap is not that big, but he seems to have less miles on the clock. Reyes has been knocked out several times, less miles on the clock, right? The fresher guy and all of that seems to be the smart pick. That's why ChatGPT will probably pick him. But if you know the game, you know how dangerous Reyes is when he's on his A game, and he seems to be in his A game again recently. And I just feel like the MMA gods want to make the Reyes comeback story perfect, and I myself want to see Reyes succeed. I want to see him fight for a title. I would love to see him be the champion. That would make me so extremely happy, and I might be a little bit biased because of that, but I really do believe in my heart of hearts that Dominick Reyes has everything it needs to win this fight. Phenomenal grappler, amazing striker. The only problem I see is his chin, but as I said, Ulberg is not famous for knocking people out with one shot, so Dominick Reyes, 5-round experience as well. I do think he gets it done. As I said, TKO round number 2. This is my official prediction for Dominick Reyes against Carlos Ulberg. Write your prediction in the comments, you guys. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, would appreciate that. Check out the merch, bloodsport.net, pieces like this, 2-3 years Muay Thai, and forget a lot of other cool pieces. Check it out. Link is in the bio, bloodsport.net. Worldwide free shipping with the code free. Check it out, you guys. Stay bloody. Now to the next one. Bye bye. Bloodsport out.